Although not the largest continent, Europe attracts more than half of the world's tourists each year. According to data from the World Tourism Organization, up to 6 European countries are in the top 10 countries attracting the world's largest international tourists. France leads the list with more than 100 million international visitors, followed by Spain, the United States, Italy, Turkey, Mexico, the United Kingdom, Germany, Greece, and Austria. Europe's undeniable appeal is its well-preserved cultural heritage, rich history, and safe, efficient infrastructure that make it a top tourist destination. Here are some of the best places to explore in Europe. Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a pleasant city marked with meandering canals lined with tall, narrow row houses. It is the city where Anne Frank kept her famous diary, so visiting the house where she wrote is a must. This Venice of the North also is a city of great art, beginning with the Rijksmuseum, home to great European masterpieces, Rembrandt's house, and the more modern Van Gogh Museum. Take a break from sightseeing to tour and sample Holland's beer at the Heineken Brewery. Stonehenge. Rising mysteriously from the Salisbury Plain, Stonehenge is a prehistoric enigma that has captivated the imagination for millennia. Built over 5,000 years ago, this mystical ring of monoliths, each weighing up to 25 tons, was painstakingly transported across vast distances. Why? No one truly knows. Was it an ancient observatory, a place of worship, a portal to another realm? As the sun rises and sets over these silent sentinels, you can't help but marvel at the dedication of those who shaped this ancient wonder. Vienna. Once the heart of the mighty Habsburg Empire, Vienna stands as a grand testament to imperial opulence, where Baroque palaces and stately boulevards whisper tales of its regal past. The Austrian capital is a cultural treasure trove, earning the nickname the City of Music for nurturing the genius of Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert. Wander its elegant streets, lose yourself in the grand halls of Schönbrunn Palace, or indulge in a slice of Sachertorte at a traditional cafe. Every corner of Vienna hums with a melody of history and charm. Matterhorn. Nature's own pyramid, the Matterhorn, soars majestically at 14,692 feet, its jagged silhouette cutting into the alpine sky. A legendary challenge for mountaineers since its first conquest in 1865, this imposing peak continues to draw adventurers seeking to conquer its treacherous slopes. For those content to admire from below, the Matterhorn plays hide-and-seek with the clouds, an awe-inspiring spectacle best viewed from Zermatt's charming chalets. Whether scaling its heights or gazing from afar, the Matterhorn commands reverence. Athens. Birthplace of democracy, cradle of Western civilization, Athens is a city where the echoes of ancient philosophers still linger in the air. The Acropolis, crowned by the Parthenon, stands as a symbol of mankind's ingenuity and ambition. Walk in the footsteps of Socrates and Plato through the ancient Agora, or explore the vibrant Plaka district, where tradition meets modernity in a swirl of tavernas, market stalls, and lively squares. Athens is a city steeped in legend, eternally inspiring. Budapest. Where history and modernity collide, Budapest dazzles with its architectural splendor and dynamic energy. Straddling the Danube River, Hungary's capital enchants with its regal parliament building, historic thermal baths, and the golden glow of the chain bridge at sunset. Wander through the cobbled streets of Buda's Old Town, admire the intricate beauty of Matthias Church, and soak in the city's artistic pulse at the Museum of Fine Arts. Budapest is a symphony of old-world elegance and contemporary vibrance. Bay of Kotor. A hidden gem of the Adriatic, the Bay of Kotor is a vision of medieval charm, cradled by towering mountains. Centuries-old villages cling to the coastline, their red-roofed homes reflecting in the tranquil blue waters. With its winding streets, Orthodox monasteries, and breathtaking fjord-like scenery, Kotor is a place to wander, to dream, and to soak in the unspoiled beauty of the Balkans. Plitvice Lakes. A fairy tale world of cascading waterfalls and emerald lakes, Plitvice National Park is nature's masterpiece. 16 interconnected lakes shimmer in hues of turquoise and sapphire, tumbling down into one another through a labyrinth of waterfalls. Wooden walkways lead visitors through lush forests, where deer and rare birds dart among the trees. With every step, you uncover another enchanting vista, a perfect harmony of water and wilderness that leaves visitors breathless. Gullfoss. In a land sculpted by fire and ice, Gullfoss reigns as one of Iceland's most breathtaking natural wonders. Fed by glacial meltwaters, the mighty falls crash down in two dramatic tiers, their mist catching the sunlight in dazzling rainbows. In winter, the icy Cascades take on a ghostly stillness, resembling a frozen kingdom from another world. Hidden in the rugged Icelandic wilderness, Gullfoss is nature's raw power, untamed and unforgettable. Monte Carlo. If you're into glitz and glamour, look no further than Monte Carlo, the major city in the tiny Principality of Monaco. Monaco has always been known for these qualities, which reached new heights when its prince made Grace Kelly his princess. Sitting on the shores of the Mediterranean, Monte Carlo is known for fast car races and its elite casino. Take a walk along the harbor to see yachts that belong to the rich and famous. Venice. A floating dreamscape, Venice is poetry brought to life on water. Gondolas glide through labyrinthine canals, passing beneath bridges that whisper of romance and intrigue. Piazza San Marco brims with grandeur, where the Doge's Palace and St. Mark's Basilica stand as testaments to Venetian splendor. Whether losing yourself in its hidden alleyways or watching the sunset over the Grand Canal, Venice is a love affair waiting to happen. Moscow. For nearly a millennium, Moscow has been the pulsating heart of Russia. Its skyline a dramatic clash of history and modernity. The Red Square is a stage of grandeur, where the colorful onion domes of St. Basil's Cathedral rise like a fairy tale vision. The Kremlin, once a fortress, now holds the weight of a nation's past and present. Whether watching the ballet at the Bolshoi Theater or strolling along the Moskva River, Moscow's magnificence is undeniable. Santorini. When it's time to sit back and relax, take yourself to Santorini, an island in the Aegean. Top travel magazines consider this a prime destination. Once there, you can't help but agree. The island has picture postcard villages, an active volcano, and stunning sunsets. Be sure to visit Fira, a village perched atop a cliff. You'll also want to sample wines, such as the dessert wine Vincanto, as well as the produce that is made sweeter and tastier because of the volcanic ash soil it grows in. Lisbon. A city of sailors, storytellers, and sun-drenched hills, Lisbon perches along the Atlantic, its terracotta rooftops gleaming in the Portuguese sun. It was from here that explorers set sail to chart the unknown world. Today, Visitors are drawn to Belém Tower's stoic beauty, the Moorish charm of Alfama's winding alleys, and the sweeping views from São Jorge Castle. As the melancholic strains of fado music fill the air, Lisbon beckons with a timeless, soulful allure. Florence. If it weren't for Florence, the Renaissance might not have happened. Florence is generally credited with bringing Europe out of the Dark Ages with great artists like Michelangelo. You can see their works at the Uffizi Gallery or the Accademia that displays the original David. Eat a gelato while strolling the Ponte Vecchio that bridges the Arno River. Ogle the over-the-top riches of the Medici family at the Pitti Palace. Marvel at the early engineering that created the Great Duomo. This is Florence at its best. Alhambra. The Alhambra is one of the great wonders of Spain. It's a gorgeous palace fortress complex that can be found in Granada, in southern Spain's Andalusia province. This imposing complex started out as a small fortress in the late 9th century, though it was built on the ruins of a former Roman fortress. Taken over by Christian rulers, it is the site where Columbus got the go-ahead to discover the New World. The blending of architectural styles over the centuries is stunning. You'll find great art and grand gardens throughout. Neuschwanstein Castle. Fairy tale castle is a phrase that aptly describes Neuschwanstein Castle in the Bavarian Alps. This 19th century Romanesque revival castle looks like it just stepped out of a fairy tale. Some say Neuschwanstein provided the inspiration for the castle in Disney's Sleeping Beauty. The castle was built as a retreat for King Ludwig II of Bavaria, who viewed it as a romanticization of the Middle Ages. The castle was built of brick, then covered in rock, including the white limestone that is visible from afar. London. English history buffs will have a field day in London. This city on the Thames is chock full of palaces, from Buckingham Palace to Hampton Court Palace. More a prison than a palace, the Tower of London is home to the Crown's jewels. And from Knightsbridge, don't forget to visit the magnificent food halls at Harrods. To Carnaby Street, the shopping is awesome. You can get around London quickly and efficiently by riding the famous tube. Geirangerfjord. When the summer heat of Europe gets you down, head to Norway with its pretty cool scenery. Geirangerfjord is a 9.3-mile-long fjord with crystal blue waters fed by picturesque cascading waterfalls. Take a sightseeing trip on a car ferry through the fjord, passing villages on the shores. Look out for the Seven Sisters and Sutor waterfalls, so named, because legend says he's trying to court the sisters. Also, look for bridal veil. When the light is right, it looks like a thin veil covering the rocks. Prague. Prague, with a long history of war and destruction, is considered one of the best places to visit in Europe. Despite devastation caused by World War II, Prague has a very nice old town that is worth more than a few hours of your time. Prague has many pedestrian zones, which making walking a delight as you wander by Prague Castle, through the Jewish Quarter, and over the Charles Bridge. Wenceslas Square, situated in the new town, hums with a vibrant nightlife and entertainment air. Istanbul. Istanbul may be on the outer fringes of Europe, but well worth a visit when you're traveling abroad. Turkey's biggest city is a fascinating place, filled with rich history, colorful markets, and mosques. Top attractions include the Bosphorus that separates Europe and Asia, the ecumenical Hagia Sophia, that's been a Greek Orthodox Christian basilica, then an imperial mosque, and now a museum, and the 15th century Topkapi Palace, also a museum today. Get in a little shopping at the Grand Bazaar that's been in operation since 1461. Dubrovnik. As European cities go, Dubrovnik isn't very big. But don't let its size deter you. This little jewel, with less than 43,000 people, is one of the most visited cities on the Mediterranean. Dubrovnik transports visitors back to a time when the fortified city was a major maritime power, commanding the third largest navy in the Mediterranean. As you wander the streets, you'll likely come across sculptures of Saint Viejo, the city's patron saint, whose life is celebrated every February. Barcelona. Founded by the Romans, Barcelona today is a bustling city on the Mediterranean Sea. As the capital of Catalonia, it is a powerhouse in the region. It is perhaps best known for the unusual buildings designed by the architect Antoni Gaudí. These landmark structures include La Sagrada Familia, a church that's been under construction since 1892. You could build your entire visit around his buildings. But then you'd miss out on other Barcelona delights, such as La Rambla, a popular pedestrian street in the central part of the city. Paris. Renaissance Laud Paris in the springtime, but any time of year is a good time to visit this riveting city on the River Seine. It's a city loaded to the brim with history, culture, great food, and high fashion. The iconic Eiffel Tower is one landmark you won't want to miss. The Louvre houses one of the greatest art collections in the world. Its great churches include Sacred Heart and Notre Dame. When it comes to opulence, there's Versailles with its famed Hall of Mirrors. Rome. The ancient Romans established outposts as far away as Great Britain. They didn't ignore their home city, however, when it came to building great monuments. One must-see landmark is the Colosseum, an arena that could hold up to 80,000 people for gladiator contests. One of the biggest draws is a tiny country inside the city, the Vatican City, with its impressive saint, Peter's Basilica, with art provided by Michelangelo. Maybe you'll get a glimpse of the Pope at his Wednesday audiences.